This is Coffee with God, and I am Father Jose. Let us begin this day with the Word of God and a short reflection.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke, chapter 11, verses 37 to 41. Passage is taken from the Message version of the Bible. When he finished the talk, a Pharisees asked him to dinner. He entered his house and sat right down at the table. The Pharisees was shocked and somewhat offended when he saw that Jesus didn't wash up before the meal. But the master said to him, "I know you, Pharisees, burnish the surface of your cups and plates so they sparkle in the sun. But I also know your inside are mockery, with greed and secret evil. Stupid Pharisees, didn't the one who made the outside also make the inside? Turn both your pockets and your hearts inside out, and give generously to the poor. Then your lives will be clean, not just your dishes and your hands." The Gospel of the Lord.
Reflections on the Holy Gospel according to St. Luke, chapter 11, verses 37 to 41. When St. Luke wrote the Gospel, his concerns were to introduce Jesus, the Son of God, who became a human being. Luke's audience was Gentiles who did not know Jewish customs and traditions. Therefore, the ritual washings and other purification rites of the Jews would not mean anything to them. However, Luke used the story in today's Gospel to teach his community not to judge others. This is another dinner scene. Jesus is invited to a dinner by a Pharisee. He goes in, but without following the custom of ritual washing. Was it because Jesus did not care for the traditions which his host followed meticulously? How come he goes on the offensive towards the Pharisee after being invited for dinner? The setting helps us to understand that Luke was using this dinner scene for a catechesis for his community. Jesus' instructions to the Pharisees were intended to the pharisaic attitude of those in the early Christian community, that practising external rituals does not make anyone holier than the rest. St. Luke draws the attention of his readers to the false religion. Through the narration of the incident, he teaches his readers not to judge a person's virtues by his performance or non-performance of an external ritual. Such pharisaic attitudes are visible in today's church too. Recently, we have witnessed severe divisions in the church because of the liturgical rubrics and rituals. Bishops, priests, and faithful are divided over how to celebrate the Mass. Ironically, we are fighting over the Eucharist, the ultimate expression of Jesus' love for humanity. The last verse of today's Gospel suggests what should be our priority. Jesus suggests that we give alms to the poor. An act of love and compassion to the needy is more pleasing to God than all the observances of rituals and traditions. Our participation in the Sunday Mass, Bible studies, and retreats are all meaningful only when these religious practices help us to be a better person who brings God's love and mercy to the people around us in our families, churches, and society. It is easy to judge people, including our fellow Catholics, by their observance or non-observance of certain customs. Most of the passages in the Gospel attacking Pharisees are also directed against us, the modern-day Pharisees. Elsewhere, Jesus has told us not to judge because it is very difficult for us to know what is going on in the life of the other. Let us not forget the words of Jesus. What I want is mercy and not sacrifice.